Welcome back. Mr. Vice President, let me ask you a question. You must be very impressed with the private sector, with these experts in the federal government, with our federalism system, with our capitalism system, with Americanism. All the elements of our society which are not centralized. You're the task force chief. You must see all these different pieces, people doing their part without some Svengali telling them exactly what to do. And here's something else I noticed, Mr. Vice President, that our president is respectful of boundaries, that he is respectful of the Constitution. He was criticized for being a dictator. And now many of the same people criticizing him kind of want him to be a dictator. And he, I think, is much more prudential. He's saying, no, I'm going to do everything I can, but we're not going to break glasses around here. Do I have that about right?
Well, I think what you have right is that America's up to the task, and they have a president who knows that. Not that there aren't challenges ahead, Mark. There are. And there's heartache ahead. I mean, as we continue to roll out testing by the tens of thousands more tests done every day, we'll learn of more cases. And sadly, we'll learn of more loss of life. But President Trump, from very early on, has understood that that the American people would come together around our response, and that our state and local officials, our incredible health experts at the federal level, now empowering the American people, we'll find our way through this. And I hear about the way people are responding all across the country, and I must tell you, I'm inspired, but I'm not surprised. I mean, we're Americans after all. We're people that embrace personal responsibility, and we look after our neighbors. But to hear the stories of how people are not only putting their own health and their family's health first, but how they're looking after the most vulnerable, how they've been willing to embrace the guidelines the president's put forward, understanding who's most at risk of the coronavirus. And maybe, and I don't know that it's got enough attention, to see the way American businesses are responding has truly been inspiring. I mean, the president had us call on construction firms around the country to donate industrial masks to hospitals, because the president changed the law this week that allowed industrial masks to be used by our healthcare workers. That opened up a floodgate of new medical protective equipment, so our healthcare workers can provide care to people with the coronavirus and still keep themselves and their families safe. And we're hearing stories in the first 24 hours of construction companies around America that are literally emptying their supply houses, delivering crates of medical masks to their local hospital. But in one industry after another, whether it be the health insurance industry that agreed at the president's request to waive all co-pays on coronavirus, whether it be the nursing home industry that rose up and immediately embraced all new guidelines that we directed them and have been communicating to seniors in their nursing homes or long-term care, whether it be the willing spirit of one industry after another to make sure that we have the supply lines open, to hear the grocery stores that we spoke to just in the last week say that our supply for food is the best in the world, and that system is all working, and the grocery stores have said, however long this takes, your local grocery store will stay open. I mean, Americans understandably were anxious, and some people were buying a large amount of food and household goods, but we're seeing that change around the country because people understand now that our grocery stores and all their hardworking employees have said, we're keeping the doors open all the way through the coronavirus. And many grocery stores, recognizing that seniors are the most vulnerable among us in many cases, now have hours for seniors to come and shop so they don't have to mix with the broader population. I mean, these are the things that the American people are doing without being asked. And as the president and I speak literally every day with healthcare leaders and providers, great meeting with doctors and nurses earlier this week as we speak to industry leaders, I couldn't be more proud to be an American to see the way the American people and American businesses are rising to the challenge, and I know we'll get through this. As the President says, we'll get through this together.
I want to thank you. I want to thank the President of the United States. As one citizen, I think you're doing a terrific job. And God bless you, Mr. Vice President.
Thank you, Mark.